for you. So today I watched Concrete Cowboy, and it was a pretty good movie. Yeah. So it's basically about I'll just read a synopsis. So sent to live with the estranged father for the summer, a rebellious teen finds kinship in the Philadelphia community of black cowboys. Which yeah. So basically, this kid is kind of getting in trouble a lot at home because he lives in Detroit, but his mother sends him away to live with his father in Philadelphia. And I guess his dad's kind of a cowboy and has like staples, and he looks after all these horses. But man, just seeing all these horses in the street and stuff, like, and then seeing that he has a horse in his house, yeah. Because yeah, like the mother just thinks he can't really look after him. Well, he's getting into a lot of trouble, and later down the line, obviously bad things will happen. And it seems like when he gets to Philadelphia, when he meets one of his old friends, Smush, that's his name, yeah. The character who he kind of starts to get in trouble with. Like, messing with the wrong crowd, because when he gets to Philadelphia, he's just like in this place where he doesn't really recognize, and like, yeah, when his mum leaves him there, he's just completely lost, like, because he doesn't understand this place. Because other than Smush, like, he doesn't really know anyone else here. In a way, he doesn't even know his father, because he haven't. Well, I don't really know, like, if he didn't actually grow up with his father, or maybe he saw a bit of him, but mainly he's just been with his mother. Yeah. So he doesn't really want to be with his father anyway. Especially after seeing that horse in the house, like, yeah, he just wanted to get out of there. Yeah. But basically, he gets to a point where he just ends up in the street, which, man, that's kind of rough. And yeah, I didn't really talk about the cast in this movie. So yeah, I know it has Idris Elba. I think he produced the movie as well. He kind of plays the main character's father, Coltrane. But yeah, basically it has the kid from Stranger Things, and man, this is definitely a good thing he's done after Stranger Things. I mean, I don't know what else he's done, but yeah, definitely pretty good. Yeah, I mean, for my brother, this is like his favourite out of the Stranger Things cast. Yeah, yeah, he's done pretty good with this movie. Definitely really enjoyed it, and kind of inspiring in a way. Yeah. So what else? I just don't want to spoil too much. I mean, I want some of it to be spoiler free because I really want you guys to check out this movie. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's a new movie as well on Netflix. I just came across it and it looked very interesting. Apart from having that Stranger Things actor and Idris Elba, it even has Method Man, which was cool. Good to see him after Power Book 2. He does have something, he does have some type of law enforcement because that's the kind of thing he's doing these days. Yeah. Seen him as a cop, a lawyer, and all that. Yeah. But yeah, because basically, Coltrane basically is very immature and got into a lot of trouble in Detroit, not Philadelphia, because that's where it comes to Philadelphia, where he goes through this rough stage, not really having anywhere to go because he doesn't want to be with his dad. I mean, there's this woman who I recognise from Orange Is the New Black. Yeah. Which it was good to see her. He tries to stay with her, which that doesn't work out, but he still finds a way by going into one of the stables where the most dangerous horse lives, and somehow he's able to sleep with it. Okay, that kind of sounds wrong. I didn't mean it that way. But yeah, basically he just sleeps in the same place where the horse is, and then in the morning she kind of finds him there, and she's kind of surprised that he hasn't been murdered, basically, because that's their most dangerous horse in the stable as well, and he was able to sleep with it just like that, like no problems, which is kind of rough that he had to sleep there. But she basically wants to teach him and basically make him do the right thing, but he kind of brushes it off and just goes along. But then I think that's when he meets Mush, right? He seems like he's the one who actually takes care of him at first, but his dad and I guess other people don't really view him as good, with the things that he's doing, because basically he's selling drugs, and we all know how that's gonna end. Yeah, if he keeps on doing it. But I guess, should I get into spoilers now? I could. But yeah, before I get into spoilers, yep, I highly recommend the movie. Definitely check it out. it's a really good movie, and to see the Stranger Things actor do something so good afterwards. I mean, you still got season 4 to come, whenever that comes. I don't even know, because of COVID. But yeah, and is it even going to be a season 5 as well? Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with Stranger Things right now, but yeah, I guess spoilers now for this movie, Concrete Cowboy. So yeah, where should I continue off? I guess Smush then. So yeah, he's like a friend who he knew back in the day, and he hasn't seen him for like a decade, I guess. They used to know each other really well, and that's kind of the one who is like trusting the most at the beginning. Yeah, but then this Staples place starts to grow on him. I mean, at first, he doesn't really like this place, and then it gets to a point where he kind of sees that his father kind of treats them more of a family than his actual son, and he just feels so hurt about that. Yeah. But eventually, he kind of the father kind of shows that he cares about him the same way he cares about his people, even though he should care about his son more. And he kind of views a message of how he came up with his son's name and everything, because basically, oh yeah, Smush, because with Smush, like basically the dad was kind of in the same situation as Smush. Like it could have been a lot worse than what happens with Smush, which spoilers, he dies. Like he had so many warnings to get out of his life. I know what his dream was, like to buy several staples and then find a main one which he can live off from, compared to what Coltrane's father's doing, trying to hold on to one staple, but then it's not really doing that good, and I think one of the horses dies, and then that's when people come in and try to take the horses. Well, they basically do take the horses, but then near the end they steal them back. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't really talk about Method Man. Yeah. He basically is like a sheriff, which is cool. Seeing him as a sheriff now. He enjoyed that role. Yeah. He kind of helps him when things go bad. Even though it looks like he's not really going to be one to help him. Even when, there's a situation where I guess the person who Smush is working with tries to kill him, and then they get chased by the police. I mean, in that moment when, Method Man was chasing after him, I don't know if he was going to arrest him or let him off the hook. Who knows? But yeah, he does realise that, Cole was there and has a little talk with him about doing the right thing. But instead, Cole just goes on with Smush again, trying to sell drugs or whatever they're doing, so he can, so Smush can reach his dream. Because Cole's kind of lured into it, if especially when things are not working out and the horses get taken. Yeah. Because Smush said that it isn't really going to work out because these staples are all going to fall. And they're just going to be left with nothing really. And he actually kind of, well, he was right basically, because that basically does happen. Yeah. Even though they steal their horses back, they basically lose their staples. Yeah. So they're gonna have to start fresh by the end of the movie. So yeah, Smush just goes along with doing this deal, but then it ends up with his death, which I just seen that coming. Like he had a chance to get out of this, but yeah. I mean, from that moment when his boss was gonna kill him, he basically put him in the back of the trunk and was probably gonna either shoot him or maybe throw the car in the water or something like that. And then the cops come and he could have got arrested. I mean, two of those things at the same time happening, like that was a big warning sign to get out of the game, but he just wanted to keep going, because in that moment Cole, he wanted to get out of it, but then the thing with the horses happened where they got taken, so then he went back to Smush, and then that's how it went. It sucks that happened, but I don't know if I told the full story about the dad. Yeah, because basically he was doing the same thing as Smush, but instead of dying, he got locked up. Yeah, so which also could happen to Smush, but he got the worst fate. and around that time, he was having like a child, and kind of surprised the mother still wanted to let the dad name him. And then that's when he named him Coltrane from famous music artists. Basically, he was kind of like a person who didn't really have a father figure, but at least had his mother, and bought him a saxophone. Then he made all these records and became famous. and I guess that's someone that he was inspired by, and maybe kept him going. Yeah, and then created all of these stables and everything. Yeah, I mean, these horses have been around for a long time. Like, I actually learned a lot from this movie. Like, that's a really good thing about this movie. Yeah, like there's actually these stables right now that are still going. And if you think about it, like, these black people were like the ones who were still around. They actually kept these staples still going, and just things happened where it just kept getting taken away from them, but they just kept moving on, which what our main characters do at the end of the movie, and then it just rebuild over and over with these horses, man. And this is something that's going on right now, probably in COVID time. I wonder how it's been for them. Yeah, but yeah, I really do like this movie though. And it's cool that Cole accepts this place in the end, and he really goes fond of the horse, especially in that moment when the horse was going out of control, and Cole was there to stop it, even though his father because his father wasn't really there for him, and he was kind of pushing him to get the horse. That just, to me, it felt a bit messed up, but I mean, it was a good scene though. Yeah, I really like this movie. I'm just not really sure what else to say about it, because they basically mourn Smush because he was a part of this family, and he actually got along and was doing the same thing that Cole did, but he kind of went in the one direction instead, and he ended up dying. But at least that didn't happen for Cole. He made the right choice in the end. And so what's going to happen to him now, since they're on the road again, because their staples get taken down. Yeah, they at least got the horses back, which felt like a Red Dead redemption mission. And basically Method Man helps him, but basically Method Man gets fired by the end of the movie, right? Because assisting them to steal these horses, like and locks one of the guards in the car, like he's probably fired. But yeah, it was a good ending. And basically Cole gets to have all of his family together. Like the mum comes back at the end, and sees the dad and everything. They're all talking. It's a nice scene. Yeah, definitely a good movie. Then I want to rate it higher than that, like 9.7 out of 10. I just don't know if that's too high, but I just really like the message of the movie. That's what wins a lot of the points. Yeah, and just great performances as well. Yeah, really good movie. But yeah, guys, that's my review of Concrete Cowboy. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.